What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, the My Friend and I podcast. You made it, and we're so glad you're here.
It's been
Welcome.
a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while, guys. We've been. I know what it's gonna be like, bro. This is twice in a row
We
now.
failed you.
That we've had this happen. We didn't come out with an episode last month.
No.
Again, folks, we're so sorry. I was actually
We did.
going to push out a solo pod,
Yeah.
but
What happened with that too?
but now it's in the it's in the depths of my files on the computer. So maybe it will come out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll save it for
Yeah.
another time. But we apologize. We didn't want it to seem like we're ditching this whole podcasting. We love doing this podcast. It's a lot of fun. But we're back.
We're back.
And guys, it's not only that we're back, but last month would have been our
1 year. 1 year. 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
It's been a day.
Our second year. Right
Oh
before
my
I said,
gosh.
I love how right before I said
I was so
something.
confident.
I know you were.
I was
Right
so
before I said
confident.
something, you just go 1 year, and I'm like, that's not it. It's it's been 2 years.
2 years. Wow.
Whoa, that's
It's
crazy,
been-
dude. Yes, I know the last couple months have been inconsistent, but for the most part,
Mhm.
we've been pushing out content every month for
Yeah.
the last 2 years, guys. So
Crazy.
for those who have been around since the beginning, we appreciate you.
go.
We thank you for tuning in every month to the episodes that we put up. Even if I'm sure we've had lots of laughs, we have good conversations. But we're not. I don't know if we're gonna do anything special per se for our second year anniversary, but we just want to thank you guys for listening and always tuning in. So thank you.
Mhm.
Happy second year
Happy
anniversary,
second
Rachel.
year.
You know
We
what?
did it.
To celebrate,
Oh, it's
we have these little cans.
not sponsored.
I have a little Pepsi Cola can here,
I got mug.
and she's got a mug. Now, this isn't Rachel's first can. She actually.
Stop! Why do you need to tell them that this is my second can? Why is that? Why do you come out like that?
Hey, you're not safe on this
He
podcast.
said, by the way, Rachel's fat.
I didn't say that.
Felt like-
Rachel. Rachel, you ain't safe on this podcast. You ain't safe. But to
I don't
celebrate.
even want to cheers you now.
It's okay. It's okay. Rachel, we have to do this.
Spilling.
Rachel, we have to do this. Happy
2 years.
second anniversary. Take the sip, Rachel. Take the sip. Take the sip, Rachel.
Mm.
Very nice, Rachel. There
Good
we go.
beer.
Well, happy second anniversary.
Year.
Well, here we are, folks. Here we are.
We're also in a new spot.
We are in it. That's true. This isn't.
We're always in a new spot.
What's
now.
going on? We're moving around. Yes, not only are we moving around our episodes, we're also moving around our set. What is going on here? Well, folks, we are currently in a undisclosed location, but we usually do the set at my house,
Yeah.
but we're at Rachel's house today.
Mm-hmm.
So here
And
we
Matthew's.
go. Here we go. At Matthew's house. So
Yeah.
here we are doing the set here. Just because my house is a little busy right now, so we couldn't do it at my place. But here we are, dedicated to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So Rachel, let's get
Timbo.
into it. Let's get into it. How are you doing?
Oh, okay. Well,
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm
Here
doing
we go.
okay,
Here
Tim.
we go. Oh, okay. I like the honesty.
You
What's-
guys,
what's going on?
I just bummed my mic. Sorry. I started teaching again.
Yeah.
Since the last
yeah,
time
that's
we
right.
did the pod,
Yeah.
and it's been a lot. It's been a handful. That's why we didn't do last month. There was no time. There was actually no time. We could not find a day.
It was like, but you've had like ups and downs.
Yeah.
You've had like goods. and
I've had
bads.
goods, but it's like it's almost like the honeymoon phase is ending of
Yeah.
the teaching.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to get into the thick of grading and balancing grading and prepping and classroom management all in one. And it's a lot.
Yes.
So
I get that though. I mean, I feel like most of the job, if not like 70% of the job, is just classroom management. I feel like
there's like 20% art and
yeah,
the rest
yeah,
is just
I feel like teaching the actual
Yes.
topic is probably the best part of your job.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When they're all sitting there doing art I'm just like big smiles, like this is so fun.
Yeah.
But then like it's the between classes and the prep and the during the work time when people aren't working, it's like that stuff just like gets to me.
It eats you. Eats you up.
Me. And
Yeah,
this
no.
year, I was telling my coworkers today. Last year when I was teaching, it was my first year. It's my second year now, and last year, all of the kids were like, I was like the new person at the school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so there was almost like this uncertainty with me, where they were really respectful towards me
Sure.
because I was new to them.
But now that you're kind of like,
But now they know who I am, so
they
they
get
feel like
comfy.
we're like friends.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And they are like too comfy now. And so it's gotten to the point where like last year it was me telling them to knock it off and stop bullying like each other. But now they're like being rude to me because they feel comfortable doing that.
Dang.
So they'll be like, no. Like they'll just like straight up tell me no. Or they'll be like, what's it? You know, like when someone's like, you do it. Like, you proved us you got it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they'll do
yeah.
things like that. And I'm like, I am your teacher. Like, this is not okay.
Mm.
So, mainly my 7th graders. I don't know that age.
Yeah,
They're a
you know
lot,
that
but-
that later middle school age. You know,
Yeah.
they're very what's the word? Very
Fancy.
yes, and they really just want to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
They hit the, like, I'm not in elementary school. Because when they
Yep.
get from 6th grade,
Yeah.
it's like the realization, like, whoa, I'm in a middle school now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they're still, like, babies. But now they're like, I want to be an 8th grader. I want to be a high schooler, but I'm also remembering that I'm
Yeah,
a 7th grader.
You know, but there's a lot of grace for that age though. You know, because
Yeah.
that's like I mean, it's one of the most malleable parts of
Oh, yeah.
development as a kid.
Oh yeah, and I
Uh,
love that age.
yeah.
It's just all of a sudden I'm like, where's this sass and
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
attitude coming from?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think I have to like even today I jumped back and I was like, we need to talk about like classroom expectations and
Mhm,
like how to
mhm.
treat each other and
Mm-hmm.
they're at the kind of age too where it's good to have them realize that they're growing into like mini adults now
Yeah.
and they're not kids
Yeah.
and so like treating them like a mini adult but also not an adult. It's like a fine line, a fine balance.
A fine balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and but that's and I feel like but that's kind of like the age range that I feel like a lot of people are afraid
Yeah.
to like teach
Yeah.
because of that reason
Yeah.
of like not only is it the pressure of being able to influence kids at that age, but also then to teach those kids while trying to help, you know, point the kids in the right direction too.
Mhm.
You know, as a person.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's why I like it so much is because people don't. Are you good?
just slowly doing micro movements.
Tim's mic keeps cutting out, and so he's like on edge. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, and I'm also like, I don't want it to cover half my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here it is. I think this
Just
is a good
pod
spot. I
stuff.
think this is a good
Just
spot.
pod stuff.
This is a good spot right here. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because like, you know, anyways, you were saying, Rachel.
Oh no, but yeah, I think it'll get better as we go, and
Yeah.
I also love that I get to be with them at that age because I do think it is an important age. They're discovering like friendships and themselves
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
identity, and they're also at the age where their opinions start to matter now versus when you're little you always like just kind of flow with what your parents are saying, but they're getting to the age where they're going and doing things in the world without an adult present. And so when they're making decisions to how to treat people or how to talk to people or how to even like walk up to the person and check out at the thing
Mhm.
without someone standing there,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're like adult things but they're still young. You just have to learn how to do those things and to be respectful and be a good human.
Yeah.
And it's fun that I get to be like a voice into that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And it's not, and you're not only doing that at school, but you're also part of the youth ministry at our church
oh yeah,
too. So
yeah,
so
which is so different.
yeah, because like some of your kids also go to our youth ministry.
yeah,
And so you
Yeah.
see them there, you know, so that again kind of spills more or pours
Yeah.
more into them that
Yeah.
way too. So that's really cool. That's really
it's
cool.
cool. It's a cool little like connection.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Other than that though, I mean, other areas of your life, I mean, how's everything going?
It's going good. I think I could sleep better.
Hey, you know what? I would like to get more better sleep
I
nowadays.
think I just need more sleep.
yeah,
Yeah.
we could all use a little more.
Yeah, but I do love like right now we're entering this like fall phase of life, and
Yeah.
I think like mentally I'm just like happier because like it's getting cooler out,
Yeah,
fall
you know, and
vibes are
it's
just
it's
fun.
October. You know, you get the Halloween
Yeah.
vibes. Like,
It's just like
It's
it's
a
a
good time.
good season. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited. Except
For
for
sure.
allergies. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
fall
I know.
allergies.
At the peak of allergies, it's the worst,
Yeah.
right? But then when you get over that hump,
Mhm.
it's a lot better.
Mhm.
Especially when like you get some snow on the ground, pollen stops flying
I hate
everywhere.
pollen. Whoever the Lord invented pollen,
We gotta be careful.
and
now.
it's so beautiful, like on the trees.
Yeah.
But then it starts to float in the air, and it has no business being there.
Yeah, in your nose, in your lungs.
Yeah.
It's not a good time. It's not a
Yeah,
good time.
and you
On
can
your
see
shoes.
it. You can see it in the air, and you just are like, "Should I hold my breath? Like,
You-
what should I do in this moment?"
You know, like so when I mow my lawn, you know,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes there's so much pollen, and this is when I know the allergies is bad that season. It's how orange
Oh yeah.
my lawnmower gets after chopping the lawn, you know.
Yeah.
And then you realize, holy smokes, it's all over my shoes.
Yeah.
It's on my socks.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wear my Crocs with no socks.
Ew. Ew. Tim. Guys,
And-
I hate that.
Hold on.
I hate that.
And you know,
Did
like
we-
Crocs have polka dots.
You got like pollen circles on your feet?
Yeah.
Ew.
Not today.
Gross.
Just
I don't like that.
just
That's
whenever.
an image that none of us needed to visualize. Pollen circles.
No, it's just whenever I mow the
Yuck.
lawn with my Crocs, which is like every other time. But it's.
He
but
said, "Picture this: my
but I-
dogs
but
out
anyways,
with the pollen
yeah.
circles."
Anyways, but that's how I know pollen gets bad.
You're just like, Graceland, pollen's bad.
Look at my feet. The proof is there, folks. Okay,
Oh, my God.
guys, if you mow the lawn in Crocs,
Drop a like.
drop a like and subscribe. Hashtag.
Pollen circles.
Hashtag defeat the pollen. Okay.
Defeat
Hashtag
the
pollen Crocs. Pollen Crocs. Okay. We're gonna start.
There's tears in your eyes.
I know. I'm laughing so hard. Pollen Crocs. Okay. And guys, let's normalize this. Okay.
No, we don't
Let's-
need to normalize.
Let's
Crocs without
normalize
socks.
Crocs while mowing.
Oh.
Pollen Crocs. Let's do it.
I thought you meant Crocs without socks. I
No.
said we don't need that.
No. Well,
Tim.
let's
What that
normalize Crocs without socks. Pollen Crocs, especially while mowing the lawn. It's so natural, getting all of the grass in your Crocs, feeling it between your toe. Okay, we don't need to stop. Okay, we don't need to go into that much detail. But anyways, so
Too many visuals. This
allergies. Pollen's
The
not.
worst.
Pollen sucks,
podcast. Mhm.
but it's a good time.
I have a dog allergy, and I've had to be
Guys, dog Crocs. Okay, wear the Crocs with no socks around your dogs. Get dog hair in your Crocs.
Where is that going? Where could that possibly be going?
I thought our trainer of thought was still on the
Where
Crocs.
could that? No,
Oh.
that was. But I want you to finish. Where were you going
Uh,
with that?
Guys, furry Crocs. Call them frocks.
Graceland, come and get your husband right now.
It is the best way to minimize. It's the best way to become allergy immune to dogs. Get your frocks today.
Frocks?
Furry Crocs.
Yuck. Yuck.
Yucks.
We're moving on from
Okay,
this topic.
anyways, yes.
So
Allergies. Okay, anyways, yes. Back to allergies. They're not good. Anyways, in the fall time,
My
it's
phone,
oh gosh. Oh no.
my phone opened up a note and it like wrote out what we
What we just
were
read?
saying.
Perfect. This is
I love
good.
it.
Anyways,
Um,
folks. Okay, so yes, Rachel, yes, I can agree. Allergies are not fun.
Yeah. What was I saying about dogs?
I don't know.
Oh, there's dogs at my school, like therapy dogs.
Okay.
And
You
they
said therapy
roam.
dogs at school?
Yeah, we have 2 golden retrievers.
Guys, what in the generation that we have now
It's just my school.
to be able
It's
to
obvious,
have dogs as therapeutic
Yeah.
means, or to be used as therapeutic.
There's a
means.
lot of schools that have a therapy dog.
But
But
I would
I have
therapy
2
dog.
cute golden retrievers.
Okay.
And they're sweethearts, but I'm so allergic to them.
Are you?
And upstairs is carpet.
Yeah.
and they roll around on the carpet and stuff upstairs.
So it's just
And
like
right-
embedded in the carpet.
Yeah, and right now we don't have a janitor. We have a custodian team that's like switching with the high school and stuff. And so right now we have one person cleaning the entire building,
Jeez.
and she broke her arm, so she can't use the vacuum right now. And I've noticed a difference upstairs
Oh gosh.
within like the hair.
Like it's gotten worse.
Yeah, and
That's
so
what's
like
sad.
every time I go upstairs, I'm just like, and I just like it's like a cloud of just like, and I can feel it in my lungs. It's not great,
Whew. That's a big oof.
but anyway.
Big oof.
All right, well today,
Yes, today.
we're talking. Did we do it last question of the month?
I think we did, but I don't remember.
We did, guys. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, guys. I know we've been slacking on the question of the month, but that's
Yeah.
not because we've been slacking on the question. We've just been slacking
On the actual
on
podcast.
the podcast itself. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, but
We're jumping back into it though.
no, we're doing it. No, that's good. This is good.
This is good. But today's topic was one that I've been having a lot of conversations about this topic
Here we
with a
go.
lot of people.
Here we go.
And so we were like, that's a good topic. Let's jump into that. Is passion versus purpose.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Passion versus purpose.
Purpose.
What does that mean?
I've had lots of friends within the last few years because I'm 2 years now out of college.
Yes.
And so I have a lot of friends that are either graduating or they're in college right now, like still figuring out what to do. And then I have friends that are graduating, figuring out jobs. And then I also have friends that are like out of college, like, shoot, I have this passion, this career, but I feel like my purpose is somewhere else and I'm stressed. And it's just been a hot topic. People have been talking to me a lot about this.
It's a hot topic.
Yeah, and myself, that's something that I went through last year when I was teaching my first year, and so I was like, this would be a good thing to jump into. Is passion versus purpose.
Passion versus
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Yes. I'm also going to jump into our Bible encouragement.
Oh,
That's
what we got today? What we got today?
That's what we've been doing.
What we got today?
So we've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, it's for the last maybe like 6-7 episodes.
Yeah, we've been doing these Bible encouragements, just like verses and things
To encourage
that
you.
we
Yeah.
haven't been encouraged with.
Yeah. And if
that we
you,
wanna
and, you
share
know,
with
and
you.
this is also a thing too, guys. We would love to like have you guys involved and engage with us.
Mm-hmm.
EATL, right? We got EETL, not two
Mhm.
T's.
Not two E's. Not two L's.
Oh, no. Not again. Not again.
Just finish.
Two T's,
I'm
not
just gonna
two
drink my
L's.
root beer.
But two E's.
E's.
Okay, two E's. It means to encourage, engage, teach, and learn. To encourage to encourage each other, to engage each other, to teach and learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And a big way to do that is by sending us a DM. Responding to the podcast or letting us know like what a Bible verse, like a Bible encouragement, maybe
Yeah.
that you're having, that you're kind of meditating on, and maybe you want to share on the podcast. That'd be a great opportunity for you to send us, like maybe your Bible verse or something like that, and
Yeah.
we would love to share it here on the pod.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
One that stood out to me this week. We've had we don't need to jump. This is a whole other topic, but we've just had like a heaviness in the world recently, and it's been hard because like you jump to social media
Mm-hmm.
initially when like things happen in the world, and I've been like really determined to
Stay away from
not
that.
be on social media right now and to really be in the Word. And I've been in John recently because our church has been going through like Gospels
Yeah,
and stuff.
the book of John.
And John 16 says, "I have told you all that so you may have peace in me. Here on the earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world." And I think I like the promise in this that he's not saying that the world is going to be peaceful. Because I think often we are like, Lord, like send peace to the world, like make the world beautiful, make the world like heaven. And we pray over that. But I think we need to have that realization that like the world itself is never going to be that way again, but Jesus is that way.
Right.
And so when we lean into him, we can have that better understanding that someday we will be in a place with peace.
That's right.
With him. But right now, like that peace only comes from him. And so that's been my encouragement lately is when all of this crud is happening around us.
Yeah.
And this hardship and stuff is that we pray that people would just feel that peace from Jesus and
Yeah.
not the world because we have no way to give that to people,
Mhm.
but Jesus is the only way for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just a good reminder to refocus on what really matters at the end of the day, right? It's
Yeah.
like the world will throw things at us, and the things of this world will come and go. But what will last is our faith in God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to the very end. And so it's a good refocusing moment for us or point for us. It's like, with all these things happening in the world and in our nation, and it's something to be remembered that yes, whatever is happening right now is tough,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely not the end, right? Um, and we must refocus on what really matters to us, and that's our faith and our walk with God. So,
Mm-hmm. 100%.
good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Okay. So passion versus purpose.
What do you mean by this, Rachel?
Let me explain
You
what
are
I mean.
passionate about
Let me
this
explain
topic.
what I mean. I know I called Tim the other day and I was like, we got to
We're
stop
gonna
it.
do this. We're gonna do this. I'm like, all right, let's
This is what I mean. We're gonna rewind back.
do it. Okay.
Back in the beginning of last year when I was graduating, I
Was that
was
just the beginning of
so-
last year?
yeah,
Jeez.
no,
No, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Back 2 years ago when I was graduating from college. That's insane. That was 2 years ago.
Was that 2
But
years
it was 2 years ago because last school year I went through fall to spring, and now we're going fall to spring again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yep. Just about.
My Atlanta.
Just
Okay,
about.
anyway, back when I was graduating, I was so confident.
Yeah, you were.
I was so confident because I was like, I'm going to find a teaching job and I'm going to live out my purpose of being a teacher because I have this passion for art. I have this passion for kids and showing them the love of Jesus and being a light to them, but also like art, like it's just all going to work out in the end. And then I found a teaching job and I loved it. Okay, I loved it until I didn't. Until I did it and I hit this stump and I talked to Tim and Graceland. I talked to so many people and I was like, guys, I'm going to quit. I was like, this is hard. I feel like God's purpose for my life is not this because I'm not happy. And I had this mindset that like, if it's God's purpose, then I must be happy doing it. But it's so not true. It's so not true. And I think then we have to separate then what is our purpose in life and then what are those passions because they're different. And recently I was talking to a few people about this because I explained it before, like they're graduating or they're finding jobs and things. And I think like even like right now, like there's this call to action in the world. Like everyone wants to be a missionary and wants to be a light to people. They want to go places and tell people about Jesus. And I was like, I don't get to do that teaching.
Mhm.
And I felt like my purpose was to do that. And so then I was like, oh man, maybe I should be like a kids pastor so I can like lean into that and have that be my purpose and I can still be with kids. But then I was thinking more about it and I was like, I think that in life, our purpose is always going to be it's the Great Commission to tell others about Jesus and bring others to Christ and love others and teach them about Jesus. But you can do that in so many ways, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your career.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like something that I had to figure out. So then when I was at work and I was feeling unhappy or feeling like I shouldn't be there because I was like missing out and telling others about Jesus, how one, it looks different in my job than it does like as a youth pastor or kids pastor because I can't verbally do that, but I can like physically do that and be just a kind person that people want to be around and have conversations with even the kids there that do know Jesus and ask me about him. And when then you're thinking about the passions, you don't have to love the passions either. There's going to be moments where you like to do things and not like to do things. It's like full-time photographers like Graceland, we talk sometimes we're both like, oh, I don't want to take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something we're both passionate about and we love photos, but there's moments where we don't want to do that and that's okay. And so I think separating the two is you're like, okay, my purpose is to tell others about Jesus and I'm doing that in everything that I'm doing and that's great and amazing. And then the passions part of it, that can change and that can shift and you can like it and you can hate it. But if you're mixing them up and putting them together and saying that like teaching is my passion and my purpose, then that's amazing. For me, it wasn't though. And I had to separate the two And so it's just been something I've been processing and thinking about too a lot, because there is moments where I'm at work still and I'm like, oh, this is really hard, and I'm frustrated because I know I'm supposed to be here, and I do know I'm supposed to be there, but I don't necessarily think that that's my purpose. Like, my purpose is to tell others about Jesus, and I can do that so many different ways outside of school. Even I could do that at church. I could do that on a walk around the neighborhood.
Exactly.
So then I'm leaning more into my passions, and I think that that's allowing me to be more present at work and to be happier when I'm at work, because I'm able to like think about, oh, I love art. Like, I'm here because I love art, and I'm leaning into that. Or like, I'm here because I love kids, so I'm leaning into that. So that's helped me. So that's been a topic I've been thinking a lot about. But yours is different than mine, because you are passionate about worship and music, and you have other passions,
Yes,
for sure.
For sure.
But you're able to like verbalize your purpose a lot more, I think.
Yeah, and I think that it's different in that, when you're a worship director or you work for the church, your vocation is vocational ministry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like uncomparable to like that of a secular job. You just can't really put them in the same category in terms of like, oh, like you could don't get me wrong, you can minister at your secular job.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. But the whole idea of working in vocational ministry is that you are working in the ministry. That's what you're doing. And so you are doing, you are building the kingdom of God as your vocation. So that in itself, in its nature, it separates it from like, a secular job or a secular passion per se.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought about too when you were just talking, is that like Jesus, his purpose was to come and to die on the cross for us, right? To create and make a way accessible to access God, right? To access eternal life.
Mm-hmm.
But up until that point, he was a carpenter, right?
Yeah.
He was a student, right? He was under his mom and his dad, right? And even when he knew his purpose, he still mourned for it.
Yeah.
Right? He cried. He cried and he wept.
Yeah.
And even and he would pray to God like, take this from me, but if it is your will, then let it be done. Right? But he was still like, God, if there's another way, right? If there's another way, but there just wasn't. Right? Even for like Jesus, he knew his purpose. He knew what he had to fulfill. But it doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't hurting. It doesn't mean that he wasn't grieving or mourning it. He just knew that it had to be done. And so in the same way, it's like, I like what you said. It's like, if you're confused, if like you have to go into a vocation or a career that is fulfilling to your purpose, but then you find out that like, oh, that career or vocation isn't working, it doesn't necessarily mean that your purpose is failing or that you're failing your purpose. It might just mean that your purpose is not what you think it is. And it's our main purpose, right, is to build the kingdom of God here, right, to extend invitations for people to know who God is. Yes. And then there's different ways to go about doing that for who we are individually as people. And so, and for my job, of course, I'm a worship director, and so we have to, as worship directors, we work for the church. And so, our purpose is sharing the gospel through music, right? Sharing the word through music and bringing people to God and create a space for them in our space. And so, inevitably it crosses over into our passions of music, of playing and singing and all that stuff, all directed towards God. But that's the nature of working in ministry, is that your purpose and your passions all kind of blend together.
I think that's why it's important. Like, you have so many passions. And I think like that was something I was really stressed out about, was being an art teacher, was like, shoot, I love art and I do art like daily. I never do art anymore outside of school. And that's something that I was like, oh, like, man, I really would love to be like artsy and craftsy.
That's
crafty
a word.
Again. And I think I'm getting there. Like, I think I'm slowly adding it back into my life, but it's just like, it's one of those things where like, I'm just like, oh man, like I wish I'd want to do those things again. And I will eventually, but I think it gets complicated. Like, do you find yourself like outside of church being like, oh, I want to sit and play my guitar and write songs and things? And
that's the thing about like about like music is that there's a bunch of different avenues you can take
Yeah.
with it. So you can have a different passion within different avenues of music. So there's songwriting, right? There's just gigging or performing.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like for Christians there's church, and there's
Yeah.
worship. And so for me, like I don't very often pick up my guitar at home anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm always playing
Yeah.
every weekend. But but there's like different areas or avenues of music like songwriting,
Mm-hmm.
or like instead of like
You just got a new piano.
yeah, right, instead of like singing and playing, I'm just playing like a piece.
Yeah.
Like a piece that's already been pre-written,
Mm-hmm.
practicing my piano, practicing my guitar, whatever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
or producing or whatever it is, which gives me more of that fulfillment of my passion rather than my
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Which I think that it's also to be said too, guys, that these passions, I want to be careful. I don't want to say that it's like that this can't happen, but our passions, we often feel like we have to give that up,
Yeah.
like completely to God,
Yeah.
in order to fulfill our purposes.
Yeah.
And I think that if it's your desire to want to somehow integrate both,
Mm-hmm.
and if you give it to God, He will make a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that God knows the desires of our hearts.
Yeah.
He sees what we yearn for, even outside of passion and purpose, right?
Yeah.
From what do we desire for our life, family life, careers, opportunities, friendships, relationships. He knows our desires for those
Mhm.
things, and He will weave it into our lives, His
Mhm.
God willing, right? However, too often, I see people giving up everything, right?
Mhm.
And then not being happy being in ministry or doing ministry,
Yeah.
or sharing the gospel, that they
Yeah.
they all of a sudden become
Like burnt out.
burnt out. And it's like God has instilled those passions in you, has
Yeah.
given you the eye and the ear and the heart for things that you love.
It's almost like do passions fuel your purpose?
Yeah, and it's something that we shouldn't ignore, but it's
Yeah.
something that we shouldn't idolize.
Yeah.
Once you idolize that passion, what you're doing is you're taking that passion and you're no longer caring about the purpose God has for you.
Yeah.
That passion is your purpose.
Yep.
And so that's when we got to be careful. But
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go as far to say as that passion is selfish in any way.
Yeah.
I think that it's things that God has instilled in you as a person,
Mhm.
that He wants you to enjoy,
Yeah.
but to enjoy in aside from what God
Yeah.
has already had for
Yeah.
you.
I think it's almost like when I was going through. This is like sidebar, but it's on topic. When the church that Tim and I both go to, I've been at my entire life, and I've been doing worship there since I was freshman in high school. And there was this like time period. We talked about this in a different podcast, but there was this like time period where I stopped going, and Tim actually introduced me to a different church that I sang at for a while with Tim at.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow we both got back to my church, which is
Here we are.
hilarious. This full arc circle. But before I left the church that we're at now, I remember I was like going through this phase where I was so anxious on Sunday morning singing because I felt like there was so much pressure to sound good and to like perform.
Mm.
And I like clicked in my brain and I was like, I'm not performing. And I was like, and I don't think I can drop that idea of performance if I don't take time away to be a part of the congregation and to be led, and to see other people be leaders to me, because when you're up there singing and you're leading, you're not looking to your left and right at the people leading with you. And so I was like, I want to be led in worship for a while, just to like recenter my heart within this. And I like stepped away for a bit and I started singing at a different church. And I was like in this new atmosphere where I didn't know anyone I was singing in front of. And the church I grew up at, I knew everyone.
Yeah.
And so when I'm singing at them, it almost feels like I'm performing for my family. It's like when you're a little kid and you like sing in front of your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I need to step away from that because I feel like I'm performing to them. And so then I stepped away and I sang at the other church for a while. And I was like almost like it was so good because I was like, I'm recentering the idea of I'm not singing to them, I'm singing with them to glorify Jesus. And I was also not at the church very long, and so I never led any songs. I just sang with everyone else, and so there was no like pressure to like lead and sound the best. It was just like I get to just sing and worship.
Yeah.
And it almost like grew my confidence so much to like sing to Jesus and to be okay with not sounding good and to not like even looking the best. Like on Sunday, I used to stress so much about the things I was wearing, and now I just get up and I'm like, yeah,
This works.
I can wear this. That's fine. But now like I'm back singing at the church that Tim's leading at, and there's just like my anxiety just went away because I just get to like worship Jesus now. And I think that like you go through like those seasons where like your passion does become like the thing you idolize
Yeah.
and the thing that you like invest all your time in, and you forget that like your passions lead to your purpose too sometimes, and how like my purpose is to share Jesus with others. And like with teaching, like I don't get to do that verbally all the time, but there are moments where like kids come up to me and they see like my camp sticker from the Christian camp, and then they're like, I go there, like, and I'm like, I do too. And you get to have those moments. But it's like, it's just your passions lead to that. And so it was a side tangent, but
that's
yeah.
good. No, that's good
Yeah.
though. You know, and again, like there's always gonna be times where your passions and your purposes will kind of intertwine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because maybe your passion, maybe there's a skill set, maybe there's a perspective, maybe there's experience and wisdom that you have from doing stuff for your passion that you might end up using for a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not clean cut. It doesn't have to be clean cut. Sometimes it can intermingle. Sometimes they will separate, whatever it may be. But what is important is that you know the distinction between the two.
Yeah.
If you get caught up with one or the other, you tend to lose one or the other. And so being okay with having them separate and knowing why, knowing the two differences, they can actually be more of a tool than just like forcing something to happen that, at one time and one moment, but using it as a tool to understand, hey, I can use my passion here in these different areas of my purposes or my purpose, and this is my purpose, and how can I adapt that into what I'm doing now with my passions, so.
And I think like almost always, like if not always, your passions do line up with your purpose. Like there's always ways to glorify Jesus in everything that you're doing. And if there's not, then maybe like rewind and rethink about what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, like I even think like I have friends that dance and they're like, I worship while I dance, or people that play sports, they're like, I pray to Jesus like while I'm out there, like because I'm praying like, yeah, I have a body that moves and I can do these things. And I think that there's like so much truth in that. And so also have more than one passion.
Yeah.
Like I think people get so caught up in like the one thing.
Yeah.
And
like,
then,
what is
and
the
then
one
it
thing that I
becomes
gotta be
the
good
thing
at?
they idolize because they're just like, oh shoot,
I gotta be the best at
yeah,
this.
I gotta be the best at that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's good to diverse yourself into lots of things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like my craft bin. I have a bin downstairs. Oh, I'm so sorry, family. I have like bins of like half done crafts because I get so bored of one thing.
You just move on to the next.
Yeah, I think
it's also
I
an ADHD.
think it's the ADHD thing
ADHD for sure.
But I'm like, oh man, and then like I'll be like in my bed at like 3 a.m. and I'll be like, oh, I remember when I tried knitting. I kind of want to start that again. And I'll like jump up and like want to go find it. Have hobbies, have passions.
I feel like for like ADHD people, like we tend to do a lot of things, and we have to force ourselves to just stick with like 2 or 3 things.
100%.
Because if we don't, we're just gonna be like, it's gonna be a lot of unfinished projects. That,
my gosh! Wait, this is another side tangent. I need to know if you're this kind of person because I know Graceland's like Matthew, 100%.
Okay.
So we've been deep cleaning our house. Just like all of a sudden we decided this weekend.
Yeah. There's like storage bins all around.
Yeah,
the house
yeah.
right now.
We've been like organizing and stuff, and Matthew comes up to us and he's like, okay, game plan. This is what we'll do. We'll empty the entire closet and then we'll put things back and organize things back into it. And my brain knew that if we did that, once everything's out of the closet, we'd be like, nah. and it would just sit there in a pile because that's how my brain works. I'll like do laundry and I'll fold all the clothes in my bed and then I'll look at my bed and be like, I have no more energy to put that in my closet because I'll like ADHD crash. I'll be so hyper fixated on one thing for so long and then you just don't want to do anything anymore.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
Versus it's logical. Like his plan to take everything out and put it back in. Whereas my brain was like one thing at a time. We're going to take it out and look at it. and then we're gonna like be in the closet. We're gonna move things around, and then if we don't want it, we'll like throw it out. So like we're gonna pick the thing up once and look at it.
Yeah,
Do
you know,
we
I know
want
what you
it?
mean. I know what you mean.
Because then nothing leaves the
yes,
closet.
yeah, I know what you mean.
You
Yeah,
know,
for
because
us,
then when the thing gets done,
yeah, because for
it's
us
not a
it's
mess.
more because for us it's like it's all about efficiency.
yeah,
It's like instead of having to do this.
do it twice.
Yeah,
I don't
instead
want
of
to pick up the
having
thing
to
twice.
uselessly move things out,
Yeah.
open each bin, do things, and throw things
Yeah.
out. We'll just do everything in one motion by
Thank you.
keeping him there,
He gets
opening
it.
it. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And I think Grace gets upset with me sometimes.
You know what? She's like, Matthew.
Because she gets upset with me sometimes because I do stuff like that. And she's like, why? Like, for example, when you open the cupboard
Yeah.
to grab something out of her that you know you're going to put back in there a minute later,
Yeah.
what do?
Keep the cupboard
You
open.
keep it open. Right? You keep it open.
I would keep it open.
Right? You
100%.
keep it open, right? You
Yeah.
don't close it because you know you're
Yeah.
going to throw it right back in there a minute later.
Yeah.
But let's say I'm making a sandwich and we open up our pantry door.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing bread. I put it on the island.
You
and
make the sandwich
I make
before
the
you go back.
sandwich. Yeah, I make the sandwich. Grace comes along and closes the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I get upset. I'm like, I was just about to put the bread back. Now I gotta
Yeah.
open the door.
Because
Throw the
why?
bread-
Why close the
You know,
door
if you're gonna-
to then go back and open it and put the bread back
Exactly.
in? Waste this. See, people think that our brains are dumb, and that logically that makes no sense, but it does.
It does make sense,
Thank
guys.
you.
Right, guys. If you understand what we're saying, like put a thumbs up in the comments
He
below.
gets it.
Yeah, it's
This
like,
is great.
No, yeah, it's like you why have to open the door 3-4 times
Yes.
with one
Oh
motion?
my gosh, I can think of so many other things, but yes.
Anyway,
That
so
was
that's a
aside.
great analogy to kind of wrap up. No, I'm just
Yeah, no, it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, but that's just been something that's been on my mind lately.
No, that's
is,
good,
Is
you know.
your purpose in life and your passions and how they're different,
yeah, and
but
it's
they
okay.
go hand in hand.
It's okay. It's okay to have them be different things,
Mm-hmm.
or to understand that they're different things.
Yeah, and they can be the same thing though too,
For sure.
and it's not bad
sure.
that they're the same thing.
I was like, and maybe we could talk about this on another podcast, but like purpose in itself
Yeah.
and calling. Sorry,
Yeah.
calling. Oftentimes, we all go through a season of life where we feel like, what is our calling?
Yeah.
What is God calling us to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that calling is a great word to encompass this idea of
Mm-hmm.
passion and purpose. And the way that I've said it's like it's a combination of your passions and your purposes that leads you to, it's a how do I say it? It is it's a not compilation.
Yeah.
I guess that works. It's a
Mm-hmm.
compilation of skills, knowledge, experience, and passion that leads to purpose.
Yeah.
And that's what a calling is. So it's
Yeah.
your skill sets, it's your passions, it's the things that you're good at, your personality, all those things, plus the things that you are passionate about, all points to a purpose
Yeah.
that you want to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, if we can talk about it at another podcast, but purpose and passion can be together. They
Yeah.
can be utilized together if you want it to be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oftentimes maybe they just don't work together, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes having that passion to kind of fall back on the daily, to be able to enjoy life that way,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can refocus your purpose. So yeah, I feel like calling is like this combination of your skill sets, your passions, your wisdom, that points to your purpose. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's to say that like your passion, your purpose could definitely be, something that can happen together or be
Yeah.
be combined.
100%.
Yeah, that equals your calling. But that's something that you obviously have to go on as a journey and talk to people you trust and bring it to the Lord. But anyways, that could be for another topic for another episode. So
Yeah. Well, cool.
yeah,
Well, should we sign off with a question of the
I
month?
think so, guys. Thank you for tuning into
Yeah.
this week's episode. If you're new here, every single episode we have a question of the month, and we put this on our socials. So if you haven't followed us yet, feel free to give us a subscribe, give us a follow and a like on our Instagram and our Facebook. Rachel's freaking out right now.
My foot fell asleep, and it's like all tingly.
Feel free to give us a follow and give us a sub on YouTube, and also go over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can find the rest of our episodes there.
Yeah.
Hey, That was pretty good.
My foot went numb.
Yeah, Rachel is sleeping.
You
Part
know,
of her
like when
body
your
is sleeping.
foot falls asleep and it's just the worst feeling. Anyway.
All right. So
I'll figure it
what is the question of the month? Here we go.
All right. So the next question of the month for November is, how do you deal with pressure?
Ooh.
Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Pushing down on me. Pushing down on you. That's only the words I know of the song.
I just know. Oh, wait, that's not the.
That's not that. All right, guys. I'm gonna pray us out as Tim sings
anyways,
Ice
it is.
Baby.
They're the same riff, is it not? It is the same riff. Under pressure. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It is the same. Ice. If you knew that, put that in the comments below. Yeah. Anyways, all right, here we go.
All right, well, I'll pray us out. Heavenly Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for this time to come together as a community and talk more just about how we can support one another and love one another through the pod and just through building relationships with fellow Christians. I pray as we walk into the season that we can just lean into you and into what your plans are for us, Lord, and find different passions and different things that we love to do and fill our time with that ultimately lead to just glorifying you in everything that we do. We thank you for your love for us and your just continuous support in our lives. We give it all to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.